You are now entering the Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. We in the building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Found out I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. What? I think something's wrong with my audio. Oh, what's up with my audio? Hopefully everybody can hear me. Hopefully my mic is on. Everybody hear me okay? Testing. 1, 2. You guys let me know if my mic is okay, if you can hear me. But I'll wait to see if anybody can hear me so I don't keep talking and I'm just talking to myself. Let me know. But good morning. It's motherfucking Friday. Are you guys excited that it's Friday? Yes. So this is your Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. I'm your host, Ariana, aka Divine Moon Goddess. This morning show is brought to you by Divine Moon Goddess Healers and Readings.com, where all of your questions get answered. And for the month of February, we have a special. You can get 25% off all services if you use the code knowledge444 at checkout. All of the classes, should you want to learn from me, right? The magical biatch you see in front of you, should you want to learn from me, all my classes are under the shop, and they're pretty much either half or ridiculously. I can't speak this morning. At a low price. So go check them out. I have no live classes scheduled for 2022 just yet. So that's the sad part of it. But at least you could still learn from me and reach out to me if you have questions, etc., etc. Trying to think what else we have. You guys know I just did a live sale on yesterday. So you still have time to put your orders in. Go check out the live on my Divine Moon Goddess page. Okay. Sale prices are good until Saturday. And then I have my new sale, which will be on Sunday. I did get a lot of new products in, so you definitely want to go check it out and make sure you get it while it's there, because you guys know I don't buy a bunch of shit. I buy like a very small amount of everything. You took a mental health day? Well, hell to the motherfucking yeah. If that's what you needed, then do it. I don't know why that's not a regular thing. To be like, you know what? I just need a day to get my mind right. I think that should be normal amongst the population. But of course, our society gives two fucks about your mental health. And that's how it is. Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Sasha. Daniela's in the building. Nikki's in the building. Heather's in the building. Shondel's in the building. Mandy's in the building. I feel like I had a couple more announcements. Just so you guys understand and know, those of you booking, I do have someone else on my website, so pay attention to the name when you're booking. You'll see mine is still under Divine Moon Goddess for now until I officially change the name. Not official because I am Ariana, that's my name. But once you guys get to know me as Ariana and not Divine Moon Goddess, I'll change it out. The other lady who's on there is Oracle Empress. I think people think that's a package. They don't realize it's a name. It should be normal. It's like these I'm going to say corporations, right? Cuz we know these jobs, right? Think like you got to fucking be dying before you take a day off. Like you literally got to be dying before you take a day off. Like you have to be like you at the hospital, right? No, I'm at home. You gonna go to the hospital? No, I don't feel good. I just want to stay. You got to fucking go to the hospital and have proof that you almost died and shit. I really think that we don't do enough for our mental health. We're not promoted enough to take care of ourselves in that way. But if you look at it, why would they, right? Because pharmaceuticals won't make money if we took care of ourselves. If we took care of ourselves, right? Took back our power, they wouldn't make no money. So, in their eyes, they're just doing what they do to make their, money. And we just follow along. Not me, but we. I used to be someone who just followed along. I would never call off work. Like I had to be dying to call off work. And in my all my jobs knew. If she was out, it was some real shit. I just never called out. I'd fucking get there late, but I'm gonna get there. Um, and even like for my kids, it's like it would have to be something major. I'm not taking a day off unless it's vacation time, which that's horrible though. That's not a good that's not like a good thing, to sit in and be in this energy of working till you fucking die, okay? I don't want to work till I die. I don't want to be always stressed the fuck out on work. You have to kind of woosah and get away from this shit, right? Oh wow, we're gonna send you some love and your friends some love, boo. Suicide is not easy to deal with, nor wrap your head around why people do what they do. Um, but you guys, if you watched my episode on suicide, if you haven't watched that one, go to my YouTube channel, go check out the playlist, go watch it. I actually am kind of an advocate for suicide. People won't people don't like that. People think I'm fucking nuts when I say that, but I think this is me personally. I think if you're tired of this shit, why would you not have the right to check out? Me personally, you know, I feel like you have to have been able to get into that headspace to understand it. And I've been in the suicidal headspace a lot in my lifetime, where I've actually attempted suicide when I was 14. So silently, no one knew. But the fact is, you have to be in that headspace to understand um, what you're feeling in those moments. And I can tell you, it was like, man, I don't want to be here. And I don't think we should be forced to be here. We will fucking take a dog, a horse, a bird, a cat to the fucking vet, and we will put them down because we don't want to see them suffer. But that's the humane thing to do. But for people, we will fucking force you to deal with this shit. We're gonna force you to deal with it because you're like, oh, it's gonna get better and it's gonna be this. What if it never gets better for this person though? What if it never gets better? What if it never changes for them? What if they stay in that dark place and can't get out? And you're just forcing them to fucking be here. Again, I don't think a lot of suicides would be as tragic as they are. They wouldn't be as horrifying as they are. People wouldn't have to come home, and fucking find their loved ones in the bathroom, on the floor, hanging, shit like that. Me personally, I'm an advocate. Now, I know it gets a little touchy when it comes to the children, because as a child, if I didn't have spirit next to me, and I thank whoever was standing next to me, whether it was God Himself or Jesus, I don't know, whoever was there that stopped me, I still have the marking on my wrist, and sometimes I look at it, how close it was to my vein. Um, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be here today. I had a purpose. I didn't understand that at 14. But as an adult, once you get to that adult phase, as dark as it sounds, why are we forcing people to fucking stay here? They're forcing people to stay here, but then you're trying to kill us with fucking weapons, weapons of mass destruction. Maybe I shouldn't say that shit on here. Banned and flagged. Banned and flagged. I think we get into a very selfish state, you guys. And like I said, if you didn't see my suicide um podcast or whatever the fuck we call this shit, right? Definitely go and view it because I did talk about it and we talked about a lot of points on it because you can't understand what this person is going through because of the way you see life. But remember, everyone's life is their perception. Me in my life, I would never, I'm not going to say never because you never know what would happen, right? Never say never. But in this point in my life, I wouldn't think about taking my life because I have this great purpose that I am here for, and I'm here, I'm excited, I'm doing it, right? I'm in a very loving state. I was able to work through that, but that wasn't easy. Okay, it wasn't easy, and not everybody can hear the call. Not everybody gets the message. Some people cannot get out of that. So I know it's rough to try to wrap your head around it, right? And understand it sometimes, but I'm actually an advocate for it. Pretty much, Janelle. They sell fear. It's all fear based. Society is fear based. You turn on the news right now, you're going to see 20 fucking million stories of fear to get you to fear walk into your car, fear this, fear that, fear, everything is fucking fear based. You can allow it to control your life and be scared of everything, or you can continue to live your life because you know you could fucking die any day anyway. Like we will go into fear about all of this shit, right? And get terrified, right? But you literally, on a normal day, let's say on a normal day, right? You can walk out and lose your life getting hit by a fucking car in a car accident. So why spend so much time on the fear based shit of what may happen instead of focusing on living life right now? Like being in the present. I can't remember if we have a morning show on being in the present, but maybe we need to. I think we do though. Hey, I think someone who leaves work because they got a headache has it down. You have to put yourself first. These jobs don't fucking give a shit. These jobs don't care. You think they care? Your ass will be replaced by the end of the month that you fucking die. Oh, it was sad. She'll be missed. And then you're replaced. They don't give a fuck. You should give a fuck, right? If anyone gives a fuck, you should give a fuck. So that's kind of like my spiel about that. Yeah. It's not easy. We're never ready to say goodbye, but honestly, if you feel like you're like, fuck this, I didn't sign up for this shit. Now, I guarantee you, if it's not your time to go, spirit will stop it. Like if it really, because I feel like you might have a couple attempts and then spirit's like, all right, you made your decision. But I feel like everyone who commits suicide is not their first attempt at it. I don't think anyone who succeeds in suicide, it's their first attempt. Let me say it like that. I think anyone who takes their life, they've done it or attempted to do it a couple times. But I think spirit is always there. But it's our choice. Remember that. It's our choice at the end of the day. So guarantee if I would have did it again, most likely that would have been it. I had a really good friend of mine who uncle to my goddaughter who shot himself in the chest one time, lived. The second time he did it, years later, he didn't live through that one. I think that spirit is there and we get a chance, right? We make that decision. Like, all right, I'm gonna stay. Okay. Some people don't want to. Some people are just like, yeah, no, I'm good. I tried. I tried to get help. Didn't work for me, right? Yeah, yeah, damn. Yeah. Pharma is it's deathly, deathly. But that, we get very addicted and codependent on pharma for everything. Every little sniffle, every little sneeze. What do? I don't anymore, but I was someone who used to fill up on NyQuil, all of the sinus meds, all of this shit from the fucking store, antibiotics, go to the fucking doctor, get antibiotics for everything. You just at some point got to start changing the way you live, changing the way you changing the way you roll. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna put this up on the screen. I am. Look, and I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of people that go against me on it, but I can tell you, I am an advocate because I don't understand why we can do it for animals, but we can't do it for our fellow humans. And if you see someone suffering, like you don't know the depth of someone's suffering inside. Even if they tell you, you can't understand it, you can't feel it, you'll never understand it. And if someone is like, I'm ready to go, and I remember seeing that in my dad when he was on his deathbed. He was in the hospital and all his organs were shutting down, and he was begging, like, let him go, like, take him off the fucking machines. And we at that time I wasn't in healthcare. I didn't know a lot about medical shit. I was a department manager at fucking Walmart at the time. Um, and I just remember, like, man, wanting to do anything to save him, keep him hooked up, as long as he's breathing. But at the end of the day, it's not our choice like that. And we ended up having to make the decision anyway to take him off the fucking shit because all his organs were failing. So I think that was my lesson, watching my dad and having to understand that when someone's ready to go, they're ready to go. We get very attached to it, so we don't want them to go, right? So we want to hold on to them because we're not ready to say goodbye. But I am an advocate. I feel like if people are ready, they're done. They're experienced. They're like, man, all right, this wasn't a good experience for me. Bye. you know but I think we're just culturally, we're not taught that culturally. Oh my god, it's fucking, it's because we get scared, right? Because then if people think suicide is okay, then all the kids will start doing it, right? But look at how many children kill themselves without it being okay. Look at how many children never get fucking help. There's got to be something to be done, right? And I'm not saying children should go and start committing suicide, but I think people should start to look at it. There's reasons this shit is happening. There's reasons this shit is big. There's a reason why at 14 I wanted to check out of this fucking world. At 14 I felt very fucking alone, even though I had people love me, people like me. It wasn't like I was this kid that no one liked. I was very fucking popular at 14, you know? Wasn't that I was ugly or bullied or anything of those things. I just felt so alone and out of place in this world. And I felt like I did not belong here and I did not want to be here anymore. That's how I felt in my soul. So again, no one will understand that shit, but someone who's been through it. So anywho, that's a whole nother topic, right? Face everything and rise. I love that, Heather. I absolutely love that. Hell yeah. Shondell, headaches are crazy. Headaches are, and if you've ever had like a tension headache or even a worry headache or a sinus pressure headache, you can't focus with that shit with your head throbbing, right? Um, so honestly, you guys take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Got to check out, take that day off, take that afternoon off. Yeah, they'll get mad at you. Who fucking cares? At the end of the day, like I said, you'll be replaced. Right. Aw, I love you guys too. Mwah. You know, um, I've had a lot of lessons in this life and a lot of aha moments and realizations. And I came to realize that I would be trying to push people because of what I saw. And that's not always the case. It's not always the case. And when you have stuff happen like close to home, Like even in my old job, and we had this director, and this lady was, I thought she was badass, had her shit together, lived in a really good home, kids, husband, and all the shit. Took her life. You don't know what people are going through in their mind. You don't know what they're suffering from. You don't know what they got going on. You don't, you know all you can do is support people the best you can. I was watching, and I think I talked about it on the show, but the Dr. Kevorkian shit, because that was a big thing, that was a big case, and that man went to jail, but he had it all videotaped. Even the guy with his family, everyone had talked about it, everyone understood, everyone knew, what was going on. And there was this man, he was tired of living in the life that he was living. He was very disabled, and he wasn't going to get better. He was just going to get worse. And then he was over it. He was done. And the family, they all talked about it, came to terms with it, processed it, right? And then, he got to go with a little bit of grace, other than, doing some tragic shit to himself. Dr. Kevorkian, he still went to jail, but, still went to jail, but it is what it is. I always tell my kids, if I get to the point where I don't know who I am, if I can't remember who they are, if I'm just existing, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't. If I can't wipe my own ass, if I'm just taking up space, if I'm a fucking burden, why am I here? For what? So my kids have to stress the fuck out trying to take care of me. So they gotta go, so they gotta break the bank on trying to fucking take care of me. That's some selfish ass shit. Mm-mm. My daughter's she's trying to come to terms with it, because I've been saying this shit for years. She's like, "No, mom, I'm not taking you to Oregon," because in Oregon supposedly it's okay for you to go. I think Sweden, you could go to Sweden or Switzerland and off yourself if you want to. I think it's assisted though. It's not offing yourself, it's like assisted. But my daughter's trying to come to terms, because I'm like, no. If I can't, if I don't know who my family is, if I'm just here and I'm just existing, or if I can't take care of myself, or I don't, like, what am I here for? Yeah, no, I'm good. Mm-mm, nope. And I know that's something harsh to say. I don't want to be that for any of them. So I've made that decision, and they better fucking honor it, or I'm gonna come back and haunt their asses. Right, right. Exactly. I think you should always respect somebody's decision of what they want, their wishes. I've seen that a lot happen where people don't, they don't respect it. Then they get into these families fighting over what needs to happen. And it's like, did you even look? Did you even talk to this person? Because if you talk to this person, you kind of know what they want, right? Most people have conversations of what they want, what that looks like for them, right? But it's like a lot of people just want to do what they want to do. No, respect your people's wishes. Whatever they want, do it for them. If they said no funeral, don't do a fucking funeral. I'm not doing a funeral. I told my kids no. I don't want a funeral. I don't want a bunch of fucking people who didn't give two shits about me in life crying over my casket like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss her," and never fucking talk to me. Hell no. I'm not giving nobody the satisfaction. You want to come and visit me, make sure I'm dead? Like, you didn't come visit me when I was alive. Now you're gonna fly to where I'm at and fucking see me? No, no coffin. I want to be cremated, and whenever my kiddos are ready to release my ashes, they could release my ashes to the water, to the ocean. My dad asked for the same thing. I still have his ashes. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm ready to let his ashes go, but once I'm at that moment where I can, I'm going to take his ashes to the beach and let him go. I'm not there yet. Not there yet. It's just some of those things you got to work out, right? Right. I actually agreed to that. I don't want, the thing is, I don't even want, I don't go to funerals. Like I don't. A lot of people kind of look at me a certain way, but I don't. I don't go to. I don't want to remember people like that. I don't. I don't want to remember someone like that at a funeral. Like I'd rather remember them how I remember them alive versus that last horrible. I've been to a couple funerals, and none of the people look the same. None of them look like themselves. It was very horrifying, horror experience for me. So, like, yeah, I'm not good on going to funerals. Oh, you're so welcome, boo. All right, let's get into this twin flame because y'all got me sidetracked on some shit. I actually took my daughter with me when I went to see my dad, and I was sad because that's the last memory she had, and she didn't really have memories with him, so it's kind of like, luckily she doesn't really remember it, but it's like, damn, that's the last memory you have of him in tubes and shit. Yeah, I think it's like it's not painful. You go to sleep and just go to sleep. There is. You ever go to a funeral? Shonda, I've been to a couple funerals and the fake love be fucking real. People be talking about you like they just also loved you and also cared for you and also respected you. And I mean, you know some of the people. Like when you know the family, you just know. You're like, now, I'm not saying that you didn't touch anybody's life, right? And I'm not saying that, but you know that there's a lot of fake ass shit. People can't even ride or drive a couple hours to come see your ass alive, but you're here when I'm dead to pay respects. It's to me, it's like we do too much for someone when they're gone. When they're here, we don't make these same moves. It's not authentic. It's not, it's not. Exactly. Fuck all that. You know how much money the mortuaries make? Fucking on funerals? Man. Okay. Let's get into some signs and symptoms because I can't do a long show today. All right. So let's get back into the twin flame. We've been talking about twin flame all week. This is part 3. I don't know how many parts I'll do. I might do like one more part next week. Talking about the twin flame dynamic. Remember, I told you guys yesterday, don't get caught on the terms anyway. But if you are someone struggling in the dynamic, you're trying to get more clarity, you're trying to understand things, then cool. I'm here for you guys. I actually have a service on my website. It's a twin flame support and guidance reading. So if you're really struggling, as well as watching on the YouTube channel, I do collective reading for twin flames. So if you're struggling in that dynamic, then of course we want to get you some help so you're not struggling. But some signs and symptoms. So mostly, more than likely, most twins that I have come across, there's a couple things that they have said that they have felt, which is that there's this something missing inside them. Now, that's not just in twins. That's a lot of people have that. A lot of people have where they feel something is missing. Um, you will then determine what that something is, right? Because when I was younger, like I told you, I was 14, wanted to commit suicide. I felt this emptiness, like I was missing something, didn't know. I just didn't want to be here. I just felt very alone. And I did feel like this hole, right? Now, again, that same year, I ended up pregnant with my first child. And when I had her, that didn't fill up the hole. It didn't make me feel whole. Now, yes, we have a bond with our children and we love them dearly, but that did not change that feeling. And then I ended up losing her. So I lost her at 3 weeks old. So then that was a whole nother process I had to go through. And then I noticed when I got older, I ended up having my other daughter. Still didn't fix that hole. I was with her dad. We were in a relationship for years. Still did not make me feel complete. A lot of times we will feel this emptiness and we're not understanding what it is. And we're trying to fill it up with all of these things. And we think it's going to make us happy. We think it's going to make us complete, but it doesn't. You still have this somehow not complete inside, right? Now, again, you don't have to be a twin flame to feel this. This is something that a lot of people feel. Sometimes it is just a certain person. Like I said, I see a lot of people that push. In a way, yes, it's good to push that, you need to be this, whole person, and then you come together with your person. But what I've come to realize is that some people do complete you in a way. Some people do have the missing link to your soul. That is what the twin flame dynamic feels like. It's a missing link that nobody else fills up. Not your kids, not other people, not your parents, but that person, that twin, when you get around that person, you start to realize you're home. Now, soulmates feel the same way, because soulmates feel the same where you're comfortable with your person. You're comfortable with them. You feel like you've known each other forever. It's the same shit, right? To an extent. So when people are trying to look at the twin flame dynamic, all of these similarities are in regular soulmates, bonded souls. Twin flames are more like bonded souls, like children. If you've had a child, you know what a bonded soul feels like. Or, if you're really close to your parents, then you know what a bonded soul feels like, because that's the bonded soul to parent and child. Some people aren't close to their parents. So I say some because some people don't give two fucks about the parents, and the parents are, it's a whole nother thing. But that's the only thing I can compare it to, in a sense, is the bonded soul of a child. But it actually goes deeper than that. The feeling is deeper than that. The connection is deeper than that, right? So this is why I say don't get caught up with the terms about it. Don't get caught up in what labels, because it could feel the same. Good morning, Dee. Good morning, Blaze. It could feel the same. You could be in a soulmate level and still feel complete with this person. But what I've noticed is most people can get with another soulmate, right? And they still won't feel whole. The person could be very nice, the person could be very loving, but for some reason they still feel like they're missing something. Something is not missing. I have seen it in dynamics where, unfortunately, someone has married somebody else, and then the other person is married to somebody else, and then they meet each other. Unfortunately, they're married, and they can feel that connection. So again, that's why I don't condemn anybody for cheating, and I don't condone it, but I don't condemn it, because there's a lot of different levels to cheating. There's a lot of different mental shit, psychological shit going on with cheating. So again, I don't condone it, but I don't condemn it, because as I'm working with clients one on one, I have to go deeper into what's going on. So when you look at just the outside of cheating, it's like, oh, that person cheated on you. But you got to go deeper and see what else is going on in this relationship. You can't just take it at that face value. And there's two people in the situation, right? So when we're looking at that, that's one of the things that I've seen predominantly amongst most twins, is that feeling of emptiness, feeling like, and no matter what you do, I don't care what you achieve, I don't care who loves you, you would still feel like there's something missing. But when you're around this person, when you're next to this person, and I'm not just saying sexually, right? When you're connected with this person physically, it's like that is gone. You don't feel that emptiness no more. You don't feel that hole no more. So I do believe that there is people, I do believe that there are souls that do complete us. And it's not to say to get codependent, because again, this is where it gets tricky and people start to use a twin flame as a codependency tip. But I do feel people complete us. I do feel people bring that missing piece that we're looking for, especially in the twin flame dynamic. And this is why it's so hard for someone in the dynamic to let go. No matter the struggle, sometimes it's hard to let go, because ultimately this is where your peace is at. Now, again, when you're looking at connections, your twin ain't going to be with the toxic fuck crazy shit. It's where your peace is at. Your twin is where your peace is at. And I want to make that clear because when people use this twin flame and they're running back to someone who it's this crazy, violent stuff, I can't say that I agree with that being a twin, although I can't say that it's not your twin. You're the one who needs to figure that out. But I feel like a twin is more peace. Now, the toxicity that people talk about in the twin flame dynamic, right? Because it's one of the signs and symptoms. It's not toxic like someone is, violent or degrading you. It is more of this person running from themselves. Your obsessive thoughts are the toxicity, okay? Your obsessive thoughts are the toxicity. That's the toxic behavior that you're getting readings on this person, you're getting readings on their life, you're getting readings every fucking day. That's the toxic. You're going to their page, you're snooping on their fucking social media. That's the toxicity, right? When you can't stop thinking about this person, you're driving yourself crazy. That that part of it, you can't really do much about that except try to get other things to put in place that distract you from it, because otherwise you will always be going crazy with it, right? Hey Stephanie, hey Dominique, hey Murray. So a lot of these signs and symptoms, and when people say karmic partners, oh, that's a karmic partner because, oh, the lesson is this and the lesson is worth. Well, I could tell you with my twin, I've had a big ass lesson with fucking self-worth. Doesn't make him karmic. We have karma together. This is where we have to stop using the karmic karma words, right? Because soulmates in general all have similar bases. They all have levels of karma. There's not one person in your life, even your kids, that you don't have some level of karma with. So understand that. So don't label people karmic. Don't label people twins. Don't label them anything. See it for what it is. Value it for what it is. Look at it for what it is. It's a deep connection. I like using the terms divine partners or divine union because I believe that you can have multiple divine unions because you can have multiple loving connections that just didn't last long. Everyone thinks that these connections are supposed to be the end to everything and you're going to be with this person forever. And that's just not it. Even with the twin flame dynamic, even though this is your person, doesn't mean you're going to be together forever. And it doesn't mean you're going to meet this person when you're young. It doesn't mean you're going to meet this person when you're old. It just, whatever your path is, your path with everyone. So on the twin flame, when we're talking about, I can speak from my own process and I can tell you what a lot of my clients have gone through, right? I remember in the beginning, like I tell all of you guys, in the beginning of my path, especially in 2019, 2019 was probably one of my hardest years because I was set to prove to myself that my twin was a karmic. And when you go to prove that, all you do is prove that this is actually not a karmic. Okay. So I think whatever you're doing, and again, I had to prove it for myself. My proof wasn't for anybody else. I didn't give a shit what anybody else thinks. It was for myself. I needed to prove it to myself. What the fuck is going on here? You know, um, I have been a runner in my life. I have been someone who runs from love. That's something that I've mastered. Well, not now, but I've mastered that before. I was a runner. Anything that seemed like maybe it could go further than what it is, I was like, nope, nope. Somehow, somewhere, I'd close it down, shut it out, and be done. Right. So, when I look back now, I look back at a lot of the like things that I did or the ways that I moved. I sabotaged. I would self-sabotage everything, every conversation. I would say some shit that I know I shouldn't say, right? Just so I can sabotage it, right? A lot of people when they talk about their twin flames, you'll hear a lot of, if you look out there, you'll hear, I call it the fluffy spiritual shit, right? The fluffy bullshit that they sell you. oh, my twin, and we met at this coffee shop, and the coffee shop, my favorite coffee shop, and we were ordering the same drink, and we had the same pants on. And I'm not going to say that you and your twin won't sometimes dress alike, think alike. There's times where I don't talk to my twin, and then talk to my twin, and it's like we're going through similar shit, even though our lives are completely different, our business is completely different, but we're going through similar shit. So there are moments where, on some level, you guys will think alike. Remember, you are connected in that way, but that's the same to every soulmate. So again, you don't have to put this pressure and level on this twin flame shit, because you can have a soulmate and think alike. You can have a soulmate to where you guys go through the same things, right? So for me, I feel like your twin is going to be someone that's not your usual type. Someone that's not your normal set of eyes, someone that's not in your normal window of who you date, because it's not authentic to who you are. See, most of us are dating throughout our life with people who we think we should be, right? Who we want to be, or who we think we are, or who society told us we were, right? Because remember, when you're going through your spiritual awakening, or you're going through your twin flame dynamic, you're going to start to strip away all of the past identity that you thought you are, right? You're going to start to strip all of that shit away. So once you start stripping that shit away, you see that your person isn't your normal type. Your person actually is very quite different from you, but the same. It's trippy how that shit works. It's like, how can we be so alike, but so fucking different? you know that's some of the things that I've seen, but also on a sense of, for some reason, having this beautiful understanding at the same time. Maybe not understanding what you need to do, because most of the dynamic is fear, right? That makes us run. We're not ready. We feel the intensity of it, so we're not ready, we run. And that's on both sides, feminine and masculine. I'm not just going to blame the masculines for that. Feminines run too. I'm one of them. I have a huge fear of loss. When I lost my daughter, I also lost my relationship at the same time. As like 1 month after burying my daughter, he had a son, that was born like within a month of my daughter being born. So I literally lost this long-term relationship at the same time of losing my daughter. So for me, death and pain and relationships all have been wrapped up into one. And so I've been peeling back the layers, this last couple years, to work through that stuff, to understand, one, everybody is not going to be my ex, and two, I don't have to fear that loss. So again, your twin flame does open up kind of a shitload of fucking karma and lessons and hurt and pain. In a sense, you do the same for them. It's not to get you guys to combat each other, because you're supposed to learn how to become each other's support and help each other get through it, right? But if you don't know that, if no one taught you that, right, you just start going into the fear-based emotions, or trying to sabotage it, or you ghost. A lot of people get ghosted from their twins, right? Once you can work past all of that, and you start to see, when this person comes around, how do you feel? I would say, more than I'm not going to give you a bunch of the bullshit that you could read out there. How do you feel with this person? And I mean, really feel with this person, if you're thinking this is your twin. Not what you want them to be, not what you hope it will be, not that fantasy you fucking thought of. What do you really feel when you're around this person? Are you antsy? Are you irritated? Are you constantly feeling like less than what you are? Or when you're around this person, does it feel like true home? Like your heart is like screaming, this is home. And I think you got to think about that. And again, you can have the same feeling with the soulmate. So again, I don't want people to think like, oh, rush out and go be trying to find this fucking twin flame. But if you are in a twin flame, if you are trying to figure out about if someone's your twin flame, all right, good. You know, what's the connection? What does this person say to you? You got to pay attention to not just words, but actions, right? And you got to pay attention to the energy between you and this person. How does it feel? Um, I can tell you there are moments when I look at, like my daughter's father, there's moments that can be similar, but they're nothing alike. And people would call my daughter's father a karmic. That would be a karmic situation if we put a term on it, right? Which was a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. Me and him kind of drug each other through the mud. Because then when I got a chance to get him back, I did. I hurt him badly. And that's not right because two rights don't make a wrong. I did apologize, you guys, for that, just so you know. Like the 12-step program, you start calling people up like, man, I was a fucking bitch. I am sorry for what I did. Even, you have to own it. You have to own the shit that you've done, right? Yin and yang. You will be. You will be that yin and that yang. There will be that masculine, that feminine, and there will be that connection. And those are the biggest ways that I can explain it because I think there's so many similarities to soulmates. And if you get hung up on a lot of this shit, you'll think everybody's your fucking twin flame. Everybody will be your twin flame. Oh, the sex was amazing. That's not it. Not to say it isn't. Not to say it isn't. But if that's all your basis is, oh, we had great sex, then that could be anybody. That could be, you got to go beyond that. You got to go beyond the just the sex, right? You got to go into the connection. During, what was the connection with you? Was it just sex or were you able to connect with the energy? And see, if you don't know any of that, if that's not how you operate and you just, having sex, then hey, that's what you're doing. You got to go deeper than that. It's a soul connection. And so I don't even tell people to look at the sex, although I do, like I say, biggest thing to me is when you're looking at it, not that it is like this crazy porn sex, right? It'll be very basic. Those are the terms in most people's eyes. Very basic. Like you could be a missionary, but the connection with your person is out of this world. But that could go for a lot of soulmates. It's not just twin flames, but twin flames, especially like then, your eyes are locked. That connection, that cosmic force, it's explosive. You will only be the one who understands that, though. You will only be the one who understands that. No one can tell you, yep, that's it. No, you have to be the one to say, okay, was it? Am I tripping? And I'm telling you, I spent like 2 years trying to prove, trying to prove my twin wasn't my twin, right? That I was just crazy. But although I knew in my gut, in my heart, I knew, because no matter what my heart would say, wake the fuck up. That's your person, right? Yeah. The biggest thing I could say, it's a very, your person's going to be peace. And the biggest thing also is when your person's running from you, it's not because they hate you. They're actually because they don't want to cause you that craziness. And they know they're not ready for you. And instead of the other person respecting that, instead of the other person won't get pissed off and mad. I've been there. They get pissed off and mad because this person can't show up for you. But again, they got their own lessons and they have to do what they need to do. But we're so always trying to push people to be who we want them to be, instead of being supportive and supporting someone in their journey, because that's what you're supposed to be doing with your twins, supporting them in their journey as they support you in your journey, right? But we don't do that. We get very caught up. I had a client, it's crazy because I had a client in you can ask for a reading and be like, "Can I get a reading on my twin?" Just because you call this person a twin doesn't make them a twin flame. And it's crazy that we had asked the pendulum a yes or no on it, and it confirmed that the other person wasn't. And I was like, why the fuck didn't we do this from the beginning? Why didn't we just ask the pendulum yes or no from the beginning? But I feel like it's because spirit's like, no, because you needed to learn. You needed to learn if this was your twin or was it karmic or what was going on. And it's crazy how these lessons, even me, as spiritual and in tune I am, I never thought to pick up the pendulum and say yes or no on that question, you know? But now, this is like what, a year later, we finally were like, why don't we just ask? Because you could call somebody your twin all day to make them your twin. You're just tapping into the energy. You can call them shit, Bob, Susie, shit, whatever. You have to be more specific with spirit. And there's no actual twin flame card in the tarot. There's a card that shows lovers that is a deep union, could be soulmate, could be divine or whatever, but it doesn't show you actual twins. It just shows you a deep connection. So even me, I had to learn how to stop how I had to use my words correctly and make sure that I let people know, even though we see this lover's card in your reading, you have to determine who this person is for you. Because just because they're a deep love doesn't make them a twin. And just because, you have karma with them doesn't make them a karmic partner. So you got to kind of look at those things. Um, One of the things for me is I realized that I could not let go. Like I was a person who could let go of people really quickly. Like if you pissed me off, I was just like, yeah, I'm done. If the conversation got boring, I'm done. If you weren't saying the right things, I'm done. If you weren't giving me the right attention, bye, Um but with my twin, I couldn't do that. That was what the game changer. And it was driving me crazy of why. I needed to know the whys. Who is this person? Why are they in my life? Why? I think you have to look at your whys. Why are you connected or drawn to someone? And my twin never used me. My twin never tried to, there was nothing like that with my twin. So I can't connect with those stories. Not to say that, maybe someone doesn't have a twin that used them, but I feel like if you got twins that are in a very I would say darker nature, then you got to kind of look at where you're at as a twin. Because vibrationally, you're not going to call in anyone who doesn't mirror you in some way. And this means that soulmates are not twins, right? Everyone that you call in vibrationally is going to match you or they don't. And you'll see that and you're going to understand that. So if your twin is dark, then you kind of got to look at yourself and see where are you still in this darkness, because you're not going to vibrationally connect or be with a twin that is lower vibration than you. You got to remember that. If they're lower vibration than you guys aren't going to connect. You only connect with people on your vibration. And they higher your vibration, you got to raise that shit to get to them, right? Good morning, Leela. You need a twin reading soon? Okay. Yeah. And I don't think it should. I don't think it should. I don't think people should get caught up on the twin flame dynamic. And if you are struggling with it, I'm here for you, okay? Because I am a divine feminine in the dynamic. It's been very rough. I've had to work out a lot of inner shit. Again, the dynamic is to push you to be who you are meant to be. Now remember, for myself, I'm a spiritual person in this path who came here for a purpose. I came here for something. So spirit needed me to get my ass together so that I could see my worth and understand that I needed to get out here and do what I need to do. Okay. And so did my twin. My twin has a purpose also, and for him to understand that and get out here and do what he needs to do. So, you also have to stick to your gut. People are going to tell you what they tell you. Your friends are like, your friends and family want you to do better. Your friends and family are like, you deserve better, and you deserve a man or a woman that's going to come in and shower you with flowers and love you. But that's not realistic in the twin flame dynamic. And the reason it isn't is because there's a lot of other shit going on. There's a lot of other fears going on. There's a lot of distractions going on, right? Your twin flame dynamic is not all about that. So if that's what you want, if you just want roses and flowers and birthday cards and the four card, not saying you and your twin can't get there, but if that's what you want in the beginning, don't date your twin. Date somebody else. Date somebody else. It's an up and down roller coaster because you guys crack open a boatload of karma that you don't even know you're about to do, because especially when you get intimate with your twin, which people don't realize. This is why you shouldn't have sex on the first date. People don't realize that you crack open a bunch of karma. You accelerate your fucking karma. That kundalini awakening. Your sacral chakra is like the crazy part is when you and your twin get together like that, it's like the alignment of your sacral chakra. Ooh, you know what I mean? So you go through this moment of in your karma is in your root and chakra, your sacral chakra. Okay, your karma lies dormant in there. So sex opens that. All right, you're very open in those moments. You got to remember that. So you shouldn't just be letting anybody in anyway, because you're gonna be opening fucking karma with these people, or opening karma per se. That you're just gonna be like, wait, what? I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for that. I say, like, that's why I say don't chase it, and never go to someone like, you're my twin, we're supposed to be together forever. You'll look batshit crazy. Your person will come to their own understanding of who you are to them. They will understand that you mean more to them. They will understand that you're not like everyone else, and they will come to realize that on their own. One of the things that people fuck up at is that they start calling their twins, where I the psychic told me we're supposed to be together forever. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. One, you don't know that. Two, it sounds crazy as fuck. Don't do that. We all want a label, right? Because we want to understand it. And again, if you're a twin flame and you're trying to understand it, then great. Um, Going past the when we're just kind of looking at some of the, signs and symptoms of it, just understand that no matter how mad you are at the person, um, you won't stay mad at that person. So, you twin flamers know what I mean. No matter how mad you are at that person, you won't really stay mad at that person. You're more angry at yourself at times than your person, right? Because the unconditional love, your heart space knows who that person is. But we let our ego get in the way. We don't want to look stupid. I don't want to look stupid. That's what I hear all the time. I don't want to look stupid. And I've had some not so nice comments from some people I used to be cool with. And they would try to make me feel stupid for waiting, or stupid for being, in my position. And that's why I told you guys yesterday, I'm not missing out by not dating anybody, else. I'm not missing out. Slim pickings out there. I think you have to come to a realization of who your person is and what your goals are. And again, if your goals are right now, like right now I want to be married, right now I want a kid, right now I want a husband or a wife, go get you one. Also, I'll keep saying, there's not one person out here that you can't go out and go get a person and live with. Me personally, I don't want anyone in my bed. So knowing that, knowing I already have that in me, knowing I already have that instilled inside me, like, no, I don't want that. I want that higher level connection. So if you have it, it's worth working towards. It's worth waiting for also. But if you don't think your person is worth waiting for, then how are they your twin flame? You just got to start to sort some of these things out, because logically, you can't look at what society tells you you're supposed to be doing. If you look at that, you will always fail. You will always feel like shit. You will always feel like you're being played. You will always feel like, you're being pushed to the side. You'll just go through these fucking roller coasters all the time. You have to come to the decision and see where you want to go. If you understand, okay, I see my twins not ready for me, maybe I'm not ready for them either, and you start doing your work, healing, growing, shit, maturing in your emotions, right? Getting your bank account together, shit, work on your fucking credit. I don't know, find a purpose. Take your mind off of the twin flame. But people only get fixated on this shit because they want the romanticism behind it. They want the sold script that, this is the ultimate soulmate, and ultimate soulmate. That's all I can say. Ultimate soulmate. If you get past all of that stuff, yes, it's still the ultimate soulmate. I haven't changed my mind about my twin. Definitely an ultimate soulmate. You know, definitely nobody can compare. And that's not to shit on other men. Nobody's going to compare to that energy. I know that for a fact. You know, I think you got to get to a certain point where you're understanding that. You understand where you're at. You understand how you feel with someone, but you also understand that there's levels and your person has their own shit that they need to do. You can't be trying to fucking control and change and push your person to do what you want them to do. That's not how it works. And that's where your lessons come into it. So it is very confusing to understand, is it a karmic? Is it my soulmate? Don't shit on a soulmate because you're looking for a fucking twin flame. The hell? What? What? Why? Why? If someone's coming to love you, let them love you. Now, if you're already dealing with your twin, it's different because I understand. I understand why you want to wait. I understand why you want to work on it. I understand why you want to put that effort into it, right? You said, is that when you want to put them inside your whole body? Wait, what? When did you say that comment? What was I talking about? Interesting. Like you want to mesh together? Yeah, I think I remember that. I think that actually is a thing where, like, if you could just morph into one in that cosmic moment, if that's what you're talking about, there is those moments where you just want to morph together. Yeah, a lot of people say your twin could be your fucking dog and cat and shit. Me personally, I don't believe so. All the real information that I come across has led me to your divine partner, meaning your opposite, the yin and the yang, the female and the male. Even to some of my research has taken me back to Jesus and Mary Magdalene as twin flames. Archangel Michael and Faith, twin flames. There's all of these phenomenal people that were considered twin flames, but they just didn't have the term then, right? They had these crazy connections. Some people think that it's family members. I personally don't think you're twin flame because one, me, and I know there's a lot of different stories. There's people have said that their relationship, they're with their father, there was a father in a past life. Me personally, I just don't understand that part. I can't wrap my head around it. I try to, and I try to be very respectable when people go into their past life stuff. Me personally, I just don't understand that part. So me, I just don't see that the twin flame um can be other than that. It is the masculine and feminine connection, partnership. The reason why I don't focus on partnership is because we're already focused on romance. And if you just focus on the romantic side of it, you'll get lost in it. You won't do any of the work. You'll constantly be thinking about that part, and you won't focus on the very things that you need to do. So that's why I don't focus on the romantic side of it. But I do believe it is. It's an intimate relationship. Some people never get intimate. You don't have to. But the connection is going to be that opposites. Um, you said not just sex though. um, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's times where I just know not during sex. It's just very home, comfort, peace, energy. I was like, I personally think there is a difference between twin flame and divine partners because I see divine partners as a higher level, right? And I do feel like anyone you've had a child with would be someone you've been divinely guided to create. And I know that some people argue, well, what about rape? Again, you have to go to the creation, the life that's being created, not the act that's happening, not the crazy shit that's going on, but the creation of life. So for me, I don't think twin flame and divine partner is the same, although, it's very fucking similar, is what my point is. Very similar. Okay. Um, yeah, archangel in faith, she's a angel, you know. And what they say is that they're twins. So, the thing about, there's all these stories about twins, and for me, I do feel like it is a connection. It is a masculine and feminine connection. Yes, the romantic part is there, but if you have all of this other shit in the way, um you will never get to that part. You will never be able, because of the fears of what's going on, your ego, all of the other shit that plays a big role in twin flames. So again, if you don't have a twin flame, don't go searching for a fucking twin flame. Just set the intention that you want your soulmate. You want someone who's going to love you. How about that? You want someone who's going to respect you. You want someone who's going to, match you. But let me tell you, check your own vibration though, because if you don't check where you're at in your level of who you are in your soul, guess who you calling in? A mirror image of yourself in some way, shape, or form. So if you don't do the work, you will always sit in that energy. You will always have that kind of place, and you'll be like, why do I keep calling in these people? Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Okay. So you have to change. You can't do the same thing and expect different results. That's actually the definition of insanity. It's like doing the same thing and expecting something to change. So don't get caught up on the twin flame dynamic. I know I said we would talk about it a lot. I stopped a lot of talk on twin flames because I just feel like it gets people sidetracked off of what they should. Now, if you are someone struggling, trying to figure out if someone is your twin because you're very stuck on them, you're trying to figure out, should you move, should you leave, should you stay? If you need that assistance, get in my, not in my inbox, go on my website, book a reading so that I can help you work through it and process it. But other than that, don't believe all the bullshit. Don't be out there trying to find a fucking twin flame and all that. It's not going to be a better connection. If you are blessed to have one, then remember that you are blessed to be solely connected with someone, and it's fucking amazing, right? And start to treat it as such. There's a lot of lessons that go behind it. We're at the hour mark, so I need to hurry up because I actually got an appointment. Otherwise, I would keep talking.